Many people have never played GTA 5 story mode. That may sound crazy cause GTA 5 has been out since 2013, but it may be the case that you bought the standalone version of GTA Online and never bought story mode. Well, don't worry, this is the perfect time to get into GTA 5 story mode with GTA 5's 12th anniversary on September 17, 2025, and also keeping in mind that GTA 6 is releasing next year. Every player has to experience the entire GTA 5 story mode at least once. So that's why I'm making this guide, not to mention that GTA 5 still sells millions of copies every quarter. If it's your first time playing GTA 5 single player, or even if you played it before, this guide will help you understand all the ins and outs for story mode so that you can make billions and experience a fun single player game. You luckily don't need as much money in story mode as you would in GTA Online, cause GTA 5 story mode is still stuck in 2013, so inflation isn't a thing yet. The first important thing that you have to know to get a fun experience: don't rush through the storyline and go straight from mission to mission. Take your time, and throughout the world you will meet all kinds of different characters, also known as strangers and freaks missions. These are often more fun than the main storyline missions, and they will show up on the map with a question mark. By simply playing the game, you will slowly max out all your stats, like stamina, shooting, driving, flying, stealth, etc. Higher stats open up different playstyle options. Speaking of stats, each of the three protagonists has a special ability that can be activated by holding both joysticks at the same time or the caps lock key on PC. It shows up as a yellow bar under your minimap. You will know when it's active, the sounds deform and your screen will have a more intense color. Franklin has the best ability. He can slow down time, only when he's in a car though. This way you can drive way more controlled, and once you stop using your ability, it will also give you a speed boost. What many players don't know is that this driving focus ability also lets Franklin slow down time for drive-bys, so you can easily take out enemies while in your car. The yellow bar slowly goes down while using it, and you can recharge it by driving. Michael is the gunman, so his ability is to slow down time to easily hit headshots and take out vehicles. It lasts 30 seconds if it's maxed out, and you can recharge it by shooting enemies. Trevor's special ability is really overpowered. It turns him into a raging maniac, being able to survive a lot more damage from bullets, collisions, and even explosions, while also increasing the damage you do to NPCs and vehicles. Now that you know each of their abilities and how they work, let's see how you can max them out. You have to do certain activities tied to the character's ability. So for Franklin's ability, you have to do a lot of driving, drifting around corners, near vehicle misses at high speed, driving on the wrong side of the street in traffic, and driving at or above 90% of the vehicle's top speed. These things will each significantly increase his ability. To increase Michael's ability, you simply have to do anything that involves shooting. Ideally try to hit headshots to take out enemies, or you could test your skills at the gun range in an ammunition to increase his ability. It also fills up when Michael does stealth kills, so the stealth stat is pretty important. The fastest way to max out this ability is if your health drops below 25%. I like this cause it makes you play a bit more risky to increase Michael's ability. This is a classic example of Michael's life: high risk, high reward. Trevor's ability increases each time he gets mad, which is pretty easy since he gets angry all the time. Take fall damage, don't worry, the yellow meter increases. Bump into an NPC, the bar fills up. Getting run over by a car, Trevor's ability gets stronger. Killing enemies, especially with headshots or blowing up vehicles, also increases his ability. Tired of failing that one mission with Trevor? Don't worry, it will fill up his ability. Mission failed successfully, although this doesn't fill it up that much, so don't keep on failing missions. GTA 5 is one of a kind, being the first in the series with a multi-protagonist system. Once you unlock all three of them, you can freely switch between them with the character switching mechanic. Franklin, Michael, and Trevor each have unique properties, story, and strangers missions. They will show up on the map with their representative color. Franklin green, Michael blue, and Trevor orange. This creates unique relationships with specific characters and gives exclusive dialogue that you usually wouldn't get if you only play with your favorite character. So switch between them to experience everything the game has to offer. Now that you know the basics of how to play, let's look at how we can make money in GTA 5 story mode, cause it's way different than in GTA Online. In story mode there are businesses, but they barely make you money and are more designed for you to spend your money. Pretty much every one of them except for Smoke on the Water is pretty much a non-profit business. The main purpose of buying businesses in story mode is to unlock extra content or special perks. Just like with strangers missions, some businesses can only be bought with a specific character. For example, only Trevor can buy the Mackenzie airfield hangar. This property lets you store an aircraft and do weapon sale missions. Or you can purchase the Sonar Collections dock to do underwater treasure hunts with a personal submarine. My personal favorite is the Los Santos Customs on Route 68. Once Franklin buys it, you will be able to customize any car in the game for free. Back to the money making businesses, or well, the not money making businesses, cause they all range from bad to mid, there's no good tier. No matter which business you purchase, it will take hundreds of gameplay hours to even make the money back you spent, let alone make a profit. The return on investment with these properties is horrendous, and that's not only because they don't make much money, but also because some of them are just insanely pricey, not your typical GT Online price. Get ready to spend $10 to $30 million for a cinema, or even crazier, $150 million for the Los Santos Golf Club, which is also the most expensive property in all of GTA. The golf club generates a weekly income of $246,500, meaning it will take you 568 weeks to turn the investment into profit. Acquiring this property does allow you to play golf free of charge, and the owner can wear any clothing while playing golf, so that's definitely worth it. If we look at one of the better, cheaper businesses being the taxi business, you're looking at a weekly payout of $2,000, which will take 100 in-game weeks to break even, which is about 550 gameplay hours. The LSPD Auto Impound is similar to the tow truck side of the salvage yard business from GT Online. In the story mode it will only cost you $150,000. Sounds like a good deal, right? Well, there's one problem, there's no weekly income. You only get paid $500 per towed car, with the break-even point being 300 cars, which will take you about 20 hours. So to actually make money, we have to look into the stock market, cause the Bossack and Liberty City Nation Exchange are the sites where you can easily make millions. You first need some money to start investing, so I recommend that you wait till the end of the game, cause then you can use all the money that you made from heists. Here's how you do it. Lester has these side missions, which are called assassination missions. There are 5 in total, one must be done to progress the story before the big heist. Do not touch the other 4 assassination missions, save them for after you completed the final heist, which should make you around $25 million. The more you get with this final heist, the easier it will be to reach that $2.1 billion money cap. After completing them, you should have around $40 million in your bank account. If you do everything flawless, you can then reinvest all of it into the stock market with all 3 characters. So which stock do you buy? Well, we are not dumping all our money in some random company. We will manipulate the market by assassinating important people. These targets are given to you by Lester. They include VIPs, CEOs, investors, suppliers, etc. Killing these big shots will have a huge impact on the price of certain company stocks. Once the stock price crashes for a company, you invest all your money in that stock and wait for a few in-game days. Cause this bulletproof plan will get you a profit from anywhere of 50 to 200% up on your initial investment once you sell your entire portfolio. The best stock to invest into is different for each playthrough, so I would love to give a specific answer, but even after 12 years people are still figuring out new things about the stock market, and explaining the entire stock market now will be a tedious and lengthy process. Since the stock market only comes into play near the end of the game, we need a way to make money early on. Grand Theft Auto 5 is a heist-focused game, so obviously you will be making most of the money with heists. The jewelry store heist is one early on in the game, mid-game is the Paleto Bay heist, and the end game the big score. So simply play through the story missions to do those heists and pick the best crew members, cause if you go for the cheapest there's a much higher chance of messing up the heist and losing money. GTA 5 story mode has a lot of the same weapons you can find in GT Online, but like I said earlier, story mode is still kinda stuck in the past, so there are no weapons like the up and atomizer, but the railgun actually appeared in single player before it did in multiplayer. The weapons you need is pretty straightforward cause you don't need all of them. You definitely need the assault shotty, some sort of assault rifle, a sniper, preferably the heavy sniper, and finally some kind of heavy weapon, which can be an RPG, grenade launcher, or even a minigun. If you don't have enough money to purchase these weapons and ammunition, don't worry, cause you're able to pick up a bunch of weapons scattered around the map. For example, the grenade launcher can be found inside this hangar, the assault shotgun at the Altrust camp, and a minigun for free in Fort Zancudo at the top floor of the watchtower. After you completed the mission Minor Turbulence, you can find the railgun in a crashed cargo plane underwater. Grand Theft Auto is of course famous for their cars, so besides owning all these properties and weapons, what are some good cars to buy? First, you need to be a bit further in the game so you can actually buy supercars. Fast cars to own early on are the Zentorno and the T20. If you are are really lucky, you can find a bunch of pre-customized supercars parked in garages and on the streets. If you then drive them into your character's safe house garage, you can save them. Let's also not forget about the Duco Dev, the best armored vehicle in GTA 5. You can unlock it by completing an event in Sandy Shores after completing the Pulling Favors mission as Franklin. There it is, those are my top tips and tricks for beginners playing GTA 5 story mode for the very first time, and even for people wanting a quick refresher to get back into GTA 5. Without spoiling the story, GTA 5 has multiple different endings, with one being the canon choice, let's say happy ending, which does require some extra work on your end, but it will be worth it in the end if you want to experience as much of the game's content after the final mission. Let me know if it's your first time playing the story mode and what's making you want to try it out even after over a decade. If this guide helped you out, leave a like, subscribe, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye bye.